Hi everyone, it's Mr Ramsay here, and today what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick demonstration on how you can create your own Giacometti inspired sculpture out of tinfoil. For those of you that have logged on to Teams today, you will see that there is a set of instructions along with some photographs of Alberto Giacometti's work. Okay, so we are going to try and replicate some of his figures that are traditionally they were cast in bronze and iron. Okay, so what you will need for our task today is you will need to try and get yourself a hold of some kitchen foil or tin foil, as some of you might know it as. You'll also need a felt tip pen or a marker pen. You'll need a pair of scissors, and again, if you are at home, if you have any old buttons or old coins, they could be pennies, it doesn't really matter, lying around the house. This is everything that you will need for the task. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move all this stuff out the way. I'm going to hold on to my scissors and I will grab that marker pen. Okay, first thing you're going to do is you're going to cut yourself a piece of tin foil about the size of an A4 sheet of paper. So what I've done is I've already pre-cut my tin foil down to size. Okay, so I've got my sheet of tin foil. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark on the different guides that I will need to create my sculpture. Okay, so I'm going to draw a series of lines, almost resembles a clock face. Okay, so you can either have your tinfoil, portrait or landscape, it's up to you, however you feel you're going to be able to do the task. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my first line, and what I'm going to do it as, if I was holding my tinfoil this way, I would say that is 6 o'clock. Okay, so my first line that I've drawn there is actually my leg line. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write the word leg so I know what each section is. Okay, so I've got my 2 legs there, and then I'm going to draw another line just off to the side there. Okay, so one there and the other one here, so they're directly opposite. Okay, everything that I draw on one side, I'm going to repeat on the opposite side. So almost imagine this leg line that I'm drawing in here has almost been a line of symmetry. Okay, so it's going to be the exact same on both sides. I'm then going to draw another line up from there off to the side. I'm going to repeat it roughly at the same angle on the opposite side. Okay, and then finally what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my last 2 lines, and this is for our head. Okay, so 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. Okay, so these 2 winged sections here that I've drawn, that is actually going to be part of our body. So I'm just going to write the words body on each side. Okay, so you've probably guessed it, these 2 sections here are going to be for our arms. So I'm going to write arm and arm. And then finally, like I just mentioned there, this one here is the head. Okay, so whether you've got it portrait or landscape, it's going to look a bit like this, or if you've drawn it like that, it's going to look something like this. So head, 2 arms, 2 middle parts to the body, and a leg on each side. Okay, what I'm then going to do is I'm going to take my scissors. Okay, one of the benefits of using your scissors with a tin foil is the tin foil will actually sharpen the edge of our scissors. Okay, so just be really careful if you are using scissors at home. Again, make sure you ask permission first if you're going to go and use scissors, which I've actually taken from my kitchen because I couldn't find my scissors earlier. So with my kitchen scissors, I'm then going to start to cut up all the different lines that I've marked on. So I've cut up the leg line there. I'm then going to cut one body line and repeat it on the opposite side. Okay, I'm then going to cut a line for the arm Remember, you don't need to rush this, do take your time, okay? That line there. And then finally my 2 lines for the head, so 1 there and 1 there. Okay, I'm going to pop my scissors off to one side because I don't need those anymore. Okay, so you will end up with a piece of tin foil that kind of looks like this. Okay. Now the first part that we're going to focus on are the legs. And what you're going to do is you're going to start by rolling very loosely up the different sections of our figure. So I've just rolled very loosely that leg section right up to where I've cut to. Okay, so there is still a little bit of tin foil showing on that side. Then going to spin my tin foil around, and again I'm going to roll it up very loosely right up to the point where I've cut to. Okay, so I've then kind of got these 2 little leg pieces left. Okay, again with the body you're going to start to roll from the edge, rolling it into the middle very loosely. Now after the first few rolls you will notice this sort of overhang on the arm area. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold that in, okay, so that it's nice and neat, and you'll end up with something like this. Then you're just going to continue to fold it into the middle. Okay, remember, just repeating the process on the opposite side. So rolling very loosely a few times and then fold that little overlap in, and then continue to fold it into the middle. Okay, so you're left with something that looks like this. We're then going to move on to the arm. Okay, so for the arm, you're getting right into the corner there. You're going to begin to fold it over. You'll maybe get a few folds in, and then you might start to feel it tear in that corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm then going to flip it back round, and I'm going to start folding it from the head section. Okay, so you're kind of getting them to meet into the middle there, so they look kind of like wings. Okay, so we'll repeat the process with this arm. Okay, so I've folded it over a few times, then I'm going to flip it over and fold it over a few more times and get them to kind of meet in the middle. Okay, so looking at our Giacometti sculptures on teens, you'll notice that Giacometti has given his little stick figures these long, kind of pointed limbs. Okay. Again, for the head, you can decide what shape you want to fold the head up into. I'm just going to fold those pointed corners into on each other, so it's kind of like a little triangle head. And then I'm just going to fold that point. If I can pick it up. Just going to fold that point down. Okay. And again, what you're going to do is you're then going to start to pinch all the different areas of your sculpture in. Okay, so I'm going to start back at those legs. Okay, so I'm just applying a bit more pressure, and I'm starting to scrunch the tin foil together. Okay, and I just want to say, if any limbs fall off, so if your arms or your legs come off, do not panic. Okay, you will be able to reattach them, which I will show you how to do in a minute, because I think I am going to lose one of these legs just from pinching them back in. Okay, so remember, pinching it all together at the body, and again you're repeating the process with the arms. Okay, so arms, you can spend a bit of time manipulating your tin foil. Okay, and remember the head there, got the neck and the shoulder area. Okay, right, okay, so your little figure is going to start to look a bit like this. Okay, so it's starting to take this form similar to Giacometti's little sculptures. Okay, so like I was saying, remember, if any bits fall off, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to purposely rip the leg off just to show you how you can fix that if it happens to you. Okay, so our leg has come off there. All I'm going to do is I'm going to cut myself another strip of tin foil there. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by wrapping that strip of tinfoil. Try not to knock my camera. I'm going to start by wrapping that strip of tinfoil around the main body of our sculpture. Okay, it's almost like a little towel. And then I'm going to put the leg that's fallen off into there. I'm going to pinch it, and then I'm going to take that piece of tinfoil and wrap it back around the leg, and I'm going to wrap it between the leg, okay? And then I'm going to bring it back over and join it back to the body like that, okay? One of the benefits of actually doing this, it gives your structure a bit more support, so that body is going to be a little bit more secure, okay, when it comes to actually putting the feet on. Right, okay, I think my sculpture is just about ready for some feet, okay. Quite happy with the shape of that. So we'll maybe put our little person off to one side. For the feet, you're going to need 2 rectangles or squares of tinfoil, and again, your coins. So whether you're going to use coins or, like I said, buttons, okay, I'd say the heavier the thing that you're going to use for the feet, the better it's going to work, okay. Buttons are quite light in weight, so if you are going to use buttons, you might want to maybe stack a few on top of each other just to give it a bit more weight, okay. But I think I'm going to use these coins that I have here, okay. They are, what are those? Are they krona? Okay, anyway, that doesn't matter. These are coins that I've had lying in a drawer from a holiday many years ago. So with your coin, you're going to place it close to one corner of your rectangle. You're then going to take one corner of the foil and you're going to fold it up, okay. So it's going to cover the middle of the coin like so. And then what you're going to do is you're going to fold the sides of the tin foil in, okay? And what this should do is it should start to create almost like a little pocket, okay? Almost looks like a shoe, okay? And with your little foil sculpture, you're then going to insert a leg into that little pocket that you've created, okay? And then you're going to pinch the tin foil around the leg, and this should hopefully give it something to stand on, okay? So yep, my sculpture is standing up. If I put it flat down, you'll be able to see there's this little foot there, okay? Again, we'll repeat the process with my other coin. So fold a little corner up, okay, so it's like that. Then you're going to fold the other side in, then fold the other side in. Remember, it's going to create this little sort of pocket, foil pocket effect. You can still see the coin inside. You're then going to insert a foot, and then you're going to pinch it around the leg, okay? And what this should do is it'll give it another foot to stand on. And because the coins are quite heavy, it's going to allow you to actually have a bit more movement when it comes to posing your little tinfoil figure into different poses, okay? Really important, think about your own bodies, okay? We've all got knees and elbows, so start to think about where you might find the knees, okay? And you can maybe bend your character into different poses with knees. Again, think about how the arms might move, okay? Maybe your character is going to be dancing. It's entirely up to you. Again, if you want to make more than one character, by all means, feel free. They're really quick and easy to make, okay? So hopefully my character is going to stand. Yes, it has worked, okay? So because my camera is currently giving you a bird's eye view, when he does stand, he stands up nice and tall, okay? My body is slightly flimsy, but I think it's going to work fine. Yep. Awesome. So your little character is going to look something like that. Again, you can maybe add more bits of foil onto the arms. Okay, so if you maybe want to have a go at creating different shapes, or maybe you want it to look like it's a piece of sports equipment. Okay, so maybe you want to make it look a bit like a tennis racket. Entirely up to you. Okay, but try and create something that maybe tells a bit of a story. Okay, so that's almost like it's got a tennis racket in his hands. Okay, and again, what might be a fun little extension task for you all to try, if you do have camera phones, maybe some stop frame animation, so moving your character into different poses and then taking a photograph and then joining all the photographs together, it will create this sort of like frame by frame animation. Okay, so you can use that sort of technique with things like iMovie if you have an iPhone. There are also apps for Android that I will post onto Teams if anybody wants to have a look into that. Okay, good luck, and hopefully you will all be able to have a go at this task. If you do make any of the little Giacometti sculptures, please take some photographs and post them onto Teams. Okay, again, think of the different places that you can put your characters in your house. I have already taken a few photos that I'm going to post onto Teams to give you some inspiration.